What's up, guys, and welcome back to Dan Cave. And yeah, we have exciting news today. We have all the information around Riff raids, and this came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting to get all this information until maybe D23 or something like that, but they definitely gave us a bunch. There's a lot to go through here, guys. I mean, pages and pages of information. So I'm going to bring out the biggest items out of this list. We're going to break those down, and I'm going to have some follow-up videos throughout the week and next week, really diving into each of these aspects. But before we jump into it, guys, make sure hit that sub button if you're not already subbed, so you'll get notifications of when these new videos come out. Make sure to leave a comment on what you think is the coolest aspect of Riff raids. And if you guys want a little bit of a live experience tonight, I'll be over on It's Guess Gaming's Twitch stream. So I'll put the link in the description and you can come hang out with us, ask your questions. Yeah, and just let us know what you think. And with that being said, guys, let's jump into it. And I'm going to start off with what are Riff raids. So we've been asking for a mode that, you know, we can do things competitively, but together. So we have dungeons, but they don't really count. You go to run your dungeons and hopefully your alliance gets somewhere in there, but realistically, you're not working together. You're just using your energy each time. So in this case, you are going to be working together. This is a mode where alliances are going to go up against other alliances and trying to do as much damage as they can in these rifts. We'll talk about the rifts in just a minute, how they work and all of that good stuff. But it is going to be very important that you're in a great alliance or an alliance that fits your play style. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later because there is some aspects of this that may change what kind of alliance you're looking for this mode. But just keep in mind, find that alliance, make sure you're in one, an active alliance, and one that, you know, meets your style. So beyond that, we're going to scroll down just a little bit. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the Riff raids and kind of what they are. I'm going to be jumping around a little bit because I feel like the order that they put these in is great. But there's a few things I want to point out specifically that may make more sense in a flow. So Riff raids are going to be showing up right here in your alliance tab. You can see where it says Riff raids right there, and you're going to be able to start those. Now, you're going to need your leader to start these, and hopefully they'll get that resolved. I've already made a mention about this in other games. We've had the same issue where a leader always has to start it, not a co-lead, and that can be cumbersome, especially with time zones and different things like that. So hopefully they'll open this up to more than just your leader. Maybe your co-leads can do it, and that should fix some of those things. All right, so let's talk about gameplay, and I'm going to pull up the map so you guys can really see it. And yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff in here. There's a couple different nodes you're going to notice. You've got things like the minion nodes. These little nodes right here are minion nodes. They're going to be attached to what they call sentinel nodes. Now, sentinel nodes are going to have your different guardians or their fractured guardians that you're taking down. And those other nodes are going to be giving them bonuses. So if you take down the minion nodes, it's going to make these sentinel nodes weaker, and then you'll be able to fight them. But you're going to have to determine as an alliance how many of these little nodes, how many of these minion nodes you actually need to defeat before you go to try to beat the sentinel node. Now, when it comes to the minion and the sentinel nodes, you need to defeat the whole thing. These are not persistent health or anything like that. You do need to take them down in your one swing. So you also need to make sure that everybody in the alliance understands which nodes they're going after. So the minion nodes, you can pretty much use whatever you want to go in there. The sentinel nodes are going to be trait based. Now, this is the part where we just released the tier list a little bit earlier today, and I mentioned traits a lot. And this is why, guys, because traits are going to be a huge deal when it comes to Riff raids. And we're already seeing right here with the sentinel nodes that they're going to be trait based, meaning you're probably going to need a certain trait to actually take them down, or they're going to be getting bonuses based on the trait. We'll talk about that in just a little bit as well. And then right there in the middle, you're going to have your gatekeeper. So if we kind of scroll down a little bit, you can see the gatekeeper right here, and I'll make this bigger on the screen as well. But the gatekeeper, this is where you're going to collab as the alliance. So everybody is going to be attacking this gatekeeper, and it's going to open up once you've taken down all of those sentinel nodes. Now, the gatekeeper has persistent health, and I think they've done something that's pretty interesting. They've made it to where we cannot solo the gatekeepers. You're going to be maxed out at 10% of their health when it comes to damage. So you're going to need to coordinate, and you're going to need at least at a minimum 10 attacks on this particular gatekeeper before you're going to move to your next tier. So it's pretty nice. This is going to be your Rift tier 1 that you can see, and this is going to go all the way to Rift tier 30. Now, the devs have let us know, and we'll see how true this actually is based on their testing, but they have told us it's not possible to clear all 30 of the Rift tiers. But, you know, we do have some Krakens in some of these alliances, so I want to see how far they can get. But every time you clear one of these, you're going to go into the next one and the next one and the next one. You're going to work your way up. You're going to be getting extra points and things like that based on which tier that you're taking down. The question is, how do you actually do your battles and things like that? So I'm going to scroll back up real quick, and we're going to be talking about the Rift supplies. So every 8 hours, you are going to get one of these Rift supply bundles, and you can hit the claim button. That's going to give you energy. So there's a separate type of energy to do raids, which means, yes, you are going to be locked behind the fact that you can only do so much during the time frame, but that is because you need your energy. We'll talk about these potions in just a second, but you're also going to get potions within these Rift supplies. And this is the part where, yes, it can feel like it's a little bit of pay to win, because every 8 hours you're going to get one of these free. But if you don't want to wait, maybe you want to do some more attacking, things like that, you can use orbs to get more of these Rift supplies. Now, there will be a max number that you can get. So unlike dungeons where you can get unlimited amounts of the last tier of the dungeon store, this, you're only gonna be able to get so many. And based on the tier level that you're in, that's going to determine how many are available within each of those refreshes. So just keep in mind that is going to make it feel a little pay to win for the highest tiers of this and the highest alliances in this particular event. But I think it really comes down to making sure your expectations are set where they need to be. So we talked about ranks and things like that. So let's skip down there real quick, and then we're going to come back to the Guardians. All right, so let's talk about ranks. And when it comes to these rifts, you're going to be seeing that we have different levels. So we've got promoted to platinum, diamond, we got rank 1, 2, demoted to silver, things like that. So each of these alliances are going to be ranked every single time we have one of these rifts. So based on being the top of your particular group, you're going to move up. And if you're at the bottom of that group, you can move down. If you don't participate several times, you're also going to be moved down. So keep that in mind. You need to also participate every time it's available and trying to push. So I think it's 3 times in a row. If you don't participate, you automatically get moved down as well. Now, these ranks, 1 are going to be for bragging rights, but 2, your rewards are going to be based around these ranks. So again, the higher you are, the better rewards you're going to get. But keep in mind, like we said before, in order to get those really, really high tiers, you will need to have some spenders in your alliance. And most likely you're going to need a lot of people spending to be in the top, top 10. Well, let's just throw it out there as a number. I don't know what that number exactly is, but I can tell you based on what we're seeing in dungeons, you're going to have some spenders in there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I do like it. Again, it's some bragging rights here of being able to showcase where you are in your alliance. This is also going to give you milestone rewards. So not only are you competing for those rewards, there are just some individual milestone rewards based on where you're getting in the rank and in the rift levels and things like that. So just keep that in mind. You are still getting stuff. It just may not be as high as others. So you can see right here, we've got rank rewards. We've got, bronze, rank 1, 2, and 3. So within your particular group, what you're going to get. So this is where we're going to start to see those T4 gems come back into play and things like that. So yeah, I'm super excited to see how this is actually going to work out when it comes to rewards and ranking and things like that. But super excited to see a mode that we can actually work together. So how often are we going to be doing these riff raids? And that's the interesting question. It is every 4 days. So every 4 days, a new event. So we're going to need to know the terminology, but a raid time frame is an event. So every 4 days, we have an event that happens, and you can start that with your club anytime between that 4 days. Now, once you start, your timer is for 3 days. So if you start on day 1, it lasts 4 days. But when you started on day 1, you're going to have 3 days to get as far as you can in the raid. So let's go up to the battles themselves. So like I said on the video this morning, or if you joined us live on Twitch last night, yeah, traits are huge, and traits are the reason why I build all of those tier lists the way I do, and this is going to be why. So you can see right here, we have a team, and I'm going to make this bigger on the screen so you can see it. We have a team right here, and yeah, you've got these little bonus icons at the bottom, and that is the traits. So as you take a team into an encounter, based on traits in these specific slots, you can add bonus power to your team. So you want to make sure you understand those traits. Some of these slots have 2 different traits, so maybe you can mix and match. Maybe you get a bonus if the Guardian has both of them. I'm not really 100% sure on that one just yet. We're asking the devs and finding that kind of stuff out. But it is pretty nice because you can do that and get your bonuses. You don't have to. Maybe you have a favorite team that you always like to play, but it is nice if you don't and you want to kind of mix and match throughout. You can. Now, you can use the same team over and over and over. There is no stipulation to where once you use one, they're lost. So yes, having a giant roster is going to be more beneficial because you can take advantage of these traits. But realistically, if you have one good character or two good characters in every single trait, maybe that's all you need for this particular event or for Riff Raids in general. So I'm going to be making a list a little bit later. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but I'll put a video out on just who I think are kind of the best Guardians in each of these traits, so that maybe that helps you with your farming stuff. It's already part of the tier list in the background, but I'm going to try to make that a separate piece and that we can talk through. But here you can also see we have potions. And so the potions aren't really what you think they are. They're not healing and things like that. What they're going to be used for is adding additional, stats to your particular Guardian. And each Guardian can have up to 5 potions equipped per battle. So each of these potions is going to do a little bit different, and you have 2 different levels of potions. So a small and a medium, or a small and a large, that you can put on them to boost their stats. So this is where you can take your team. This is maybe a 9,000 team, and you can boost it up to like a 13,000 team or something like that to help on these levels and things. So I'm really excited to see what this is going to feel like when we're mixing and matching. Maybe it's going to make us have to use some of these characters that we don't know about yet. So so I'm again really excited to see what's going to come out of all these different pieces. But we're going to be doing additional breakdowns, like I said, throughout the week as we talk more and more about these Riff Raid announcements that just happened. All right, so the question is, who are we actually fighting against here when it comes to Riff Raids? And it is the Titanborns. And you can see right here, this is the Gatekeeper. This is the Earthborn Giant, and he is going to be the first big sequence encounter that we're going to see. So it does make us believe in the notes here we're going to be seeing more of these guys throughout, and they're going to be adding more and more to Riff Raids. But I'm super excited. And the biggest question that everybody's asking is, when are these coming? And if you read in the very bottom here, guys, it's later this month. Yes, at the end of this month, we are getting Riff Raids. They're right around the corner. So now is the time to really be looking at your roster, making sure you have the right Guardians leveled up, ready to go for these battles. And again, look into your alliance. Make sure everybody is on the same page when it comes to Riff Raids. I am super excited. I know I've said that a lot of times on this video, but guys, this was crazy. It came out of left field. They gave us these notes like 2 days ago, and I've been giddy. I want to tell you guys all about it. Can't wait to actually play it and get our hands on it. But hopefully, end of the month, we'll all be in there. We'll be checking it out live. These screenshots, like I said, look amazing, and what they're doing with everything when it comes to Riff Raids. So let me know in the comments down below, guys. What do you guys think about all of this information that's coming out, that's here for Riff Raids? Are you excited about it? And I can't wait to see what they're going to be saying at D23. So if you guys don't know, like I mentioned, this Friday, we're going to be live on Twitch starting around 3:30 into 4 o'clock, where they're going to be doing D23 live with all the game announcements. We know the Disney Mirrorverse can be there making some announcements. So hopefully, maybe we'll see some gameplay. Maybe we'll actually see some Riff Raid stuff. I don't know. But I'm super excited to see what they're going to drop on us at that time. And if you want to check it out and hang out with me live while we're doing it, make sure to come over to Twitch on Friday, and we'll be doing that. And as always, guys, just make sure, to check out the next video that's probably over here, talking about the tier list if you haven't already seen it. So click on that, watch the tier list, make sure you guys are kind of looking at that. And like I said, when I did that tier list, I really looked at all these traits because I knew traits were a big thing when it came to Riff Raids. So until next time, guys, y'all take it easy.